Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Enjoy the sunshine, because Sydney is about to cop another drenching. This is what to expect following a short reprieve from constant rain. Another 100 millimeters is expected to fall over Sydney and the east coast of NSW over the next 4 days. While the upcoming southerly change and trough, likely to be slow-moving at times, is different to the weather system the region recently endured, meteorologists warn those in already wet areas will still need to take extra care. Watch the video above to see more about the NSW floods. Watch the latest news on Channel 7 or stream for free on 7+. The weather pattern is expected to move slowly over the Sydney, the Central Coast, Mid-North Coast, North Coast, Hunter and Illawarra regions over the second half of this week and into the early part of next week. The cool change will move in on Wednesday evening, when the city of Sydney is likely to receive around 10 millimeters of rain. Affected areas could receive up to 25 millimeters per day, with even the tail end of the predicted storm on Monday expecting to produce 15 millimeters of rain. The Bureau have warned people to regularly check weather warnings and forecasts. The localised rain dumps expected are more likely to cause flash flooding than river flooding, which caused much of the recent flood damage. However, people in river regions are warned to take additional care, as already wet conditions make river rises more likely than usual. Even though river flooding is not predicted to rise above minor flood levels, people in the Central Coast, Mid-North Coast, North Coast and the Illawarra are being warned to take extra care around river areas. For parts in the northeast, these areas are already wet, the soils are wet, and so flash flooding and river rises here are more likely than usual, the Bureau of Meteorology's Morgan Pumpa told 7news.com.au. With severe thunderstorms come damaging winds and falling trees are also a possibility, Ms. Pumpa said. This is different to the previous weather that we saw. Last time it was low-pressure systems and an east coast low, this time it's a trough moving along the coastal areas and being slow-moving at times. It's not as widespread, and it could be those localized heavy falls that fall in an instant, which lead to flash flooding, rather than river flooding. The southerly change is currently moving through Victoria, bringing with it a risk of thunderstorms to parts of the east, with some systems also in southeast Queensland. Today's the last settled weather day for the rest of the week, the Bureau of Meteorology tweeted on Tuesday. Inquiry launched into flood handling. The forecast comes as an inquiry has been announced into the handling of the state's recent flood crisis. Former NSW Police Commissioner Mick and NSW Chief Scientist and Engineer Mary O'Can will head an inquiry. Acting Premier Paul Toole announced the independent inquiry to investigate the causes of, preparedness for, response to and recovery from, the catastrophic flood event. There has been widespread criticism of the handling of the crisis after people were left stranded on roofs in Lismore in the state's northeast, which was inundated with a record 14.37 m flood on February 28. Many people ended up being rescued by fellow residents on private watercraft. 9 people died, thousands lost their homes and many were uninsured because of the high cost of premiums. The inquiry will report on the causes of, and factors contributing to, the frequency, intensity, timing and location of floods as well as the preparation and planning by agencies and the community for floods. It will scrutinise the emergency response, particularly measures to protect life, property and the environment. The inquiry will also probe the transition from incident response to recovery, including housing, clean-up, financial support, community engagement and longer-term community rebuilding. The inquiry could make recommendations on the safety of emergency services and community emergency responders, as well as on future land use planning and management, and building standards in flood-prone areas. It will recommend actions to adapt to future flood risks for communities, as well as coordination and collaboration between all levels of government.